That awkward moment when you realize all this social distancing going on didn't change your life at all. This video is brought to you by the world's most badass flashlight, the PATRIOT flashlight. It's basically like a Swiss Army knife. First off, it's solar powered, so you don't need to plug it in. It doubles as a USB charger, phone charger anywhere you go. It's got a compass, a rope cutter, it's got a siren, and it has this metal piece that can smash windows or smash skulls if you need to use it for some self-defense. You can grab yours at patriotflashlight.com and make sure you enter code Jordan20 so you get 20% off your order. Get lit. All right, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Wednesday, March 18th, and let's take a look at what's gone on the past day or two, starting off with probably one of the coolest tweets that I've ever seen President Trump put out. He said this yesterday, on the 17th of all days: "The world is at war with the hidden enemy, and we will win." A hidden enemy, huh? So he said this phrase multiple times, really, in recent press conferences and things like that. And metaphorically speaking, probably too. So what could he mean by saying the world is at war with the hidden enemy? I think you know exactly what he means when he says that. He's talking about the deep state cabal infecting our planet right now, quite obviously. So awesome message from POTUS there yesterday. Now let's get on to Oprah. What the heck is going on with Oprah? I'll tell you what's going on with Oprah. It's quite obvious she didn't get arrested. I don't know how those, let's just call them what they are, clickbait rumors, clickbait claims started getting spread around the internet last night, but nevertheless, that's exactly what happened. People latched onto these theories and spread them around like they were fact. And they went around so fast that they started trending. I think they might have even hit the top spot on Twitter. And they went so viral that Oprah actually had to get onto Twitter to tweet and dispel these rumors. So just weird situation, and a few things about it. So first of all, let's take a look at how the mainstream media is trying to use this to their advantage, as per usual. And they're doing so just with awful headlines, trying to misrepresent and spin the story. So let's take a look at a few of them, starting off with the worst of the worst, the Washington Post. Their headline says, "Not true," which is true. It's not true. But then they fumble the ball. Oprah Winfrey debunks bizarre QAnon conspiracy theory spreading across the internet. So I don't exactly know how to take this headline because it's very vague. You could take it with multiple meanings. Did Oprah Winfrey debunk QAnon? No. Did Oprah Winfrey debunk the bizarre QAnon conspiracy theory if we take QAnon conspiracy theory in this instance, assuming it means that arrest rumor? Well, QAnon has nothing to do with that arrest rumor. Like I said, I don't know how it got started. I don't know how it got shared around. But if I remember correctly, QAnon didn't post last night. So it's not a, quote, QAnon conspiracy theory. It doesn't have anything to do with Q. Sure, maybe some Q researchers or Q followers got all hopped up and thought it was real and shared it around without doing the discernment or thinking on it, but that doesn't mean it's connected to QAnon at all. So just, again, awful misrepresentation, awful spin to smear and discredit. Let's take a look at a couple more. Let's take a look at TMZ. Good old TMZ. Paparazzi, right? Don't need too many IQ points to work for them. Don't need too many IQ points to work for any mainstream media in general. They said, Oprah, not arrested for, quote, awful fake thing, ... bogus QAnon story, quote, not true. Again, they're trying to tie this into QAnon as if it was in some way connected to them. Last one here, let's take a look at the Mother Jones, okay? And this headline was written by, of all people, Ali Breland, who was a reporter for the Mother Jones. You might recognize him because recently the Mother Jones put out a YouTube video completely attacking and smearing and discrediting and just doing shit journalism on Q. I also met Ali Breland last year in Washington, D.C. I tried to talk to him. He didn't want to talk to me. I don't know, weird guy. But anyway, his headline here is another shit show. It says, how QAnon fueled a hoax about Oprah being arrested. Again, QAnon, I don't remember them posting last night. So how exactly did QAnon fuel that hoax? Nope. Not too many IQ points in these mainstream media reporters. Poor guys, actually. Poor guys. So that's that. Oprah didn't get arrested. You got to be careful, guys, okay? Lesson here. Then we'll move on. Quick lesson. Got to be careful. Got to do the discernment. Got to check your facts from multiple sources, okay? Try to get the most unbiased sources you can, and then get a few of those, and then check the facts between all of them. And then, if it's a giant claim, don't get emotionally attached to it, okay? Because that'll cloud your judgment, cloud your thinking. You might really want to believe it, even though it's not really true and you don't have the proper evidence for it, but you want to believe it so bad that you do believe it. And then you share it around, and then it just starts making all sorts of people look bad, right? Prevent that from happening. Let's move on. Now we're going to talk about those algorithms, okay? This has been a huge topic of conversation in the last few days. A lot of people are suggesting the idea that maybe, well, somehow the algorithms seem to be getting let up, all right? I'll show you a few examples of that. But some people are bringing up the theory that the white hats have something to do with it, okay? Maybe the Patriots are getting control of Google or the search engines or something like that. We'll speculate a little bit on that theory in a minute here, but I just want to show you these examples first of these just odd search algorithm manipulation changes, I guess. So, I mean, here's one example. Somebody posted a screenshot of them searching who owns the United States, and the first example that came up was that Quora website, the question and answer website. This is the first option that comes up, and it says the United States citizens are owned by the Federal Reserve Bank. It just goes and shows it right there. I mean, this was yesterday. We had Joe M., who noticed that the view count on his Plan to Save the World video just spiked bigly in the last, 2, 3, 4 days there? Just bam! Almost 90,000 a day, up from like, I don't know, 5,000 or something it looks like there. So, huge spike. Yesterday, I posted this on Twitter. I just searched QAnon. I just straight searched QAnon in the Google Trends, and boom, you can see it again right there. Last few days, just exponential, man. Exponential. And there's other examples of these weird, what seem to be algorithm changes lately as well. There was that Democrat rat. How hilarious was this? When you search Democrat Party on Google, or at least the other day when you did, the photograph that came up as their party logo, instead of being a donkey, was a rat. Some looked to be, I don't know, maybe a disgruntled employee at Google or a hacker. Somebody actually went in and changed the way algorithms caught the photograph and put it up there for the Democrat Party logo. But multiple examples. Even a week or two ago, you know, it's been a big topic of conversation in the past day or two, especially in the Q community. But I did see in the anti-vaxxer world, last week, there was some intriguing vaccine search results that did seem to bring up vaccine truth, the stuff that's typically, you know, shoved to the bottom or shoved to page like 10 or 20 of your Google search is now on page 1. So again, what is going on? Let's talk about it. So one thing that could be going on, you know, I said a minute or two ago that some people are speculating white hats, patriots. I don't know. Could be. Could be a possibility. Of course, in these times, you know, with everything going on, it's definitely something to think of as an option. But also, YouTube did tweet this 2 days ago. They said, with fewer people to review content, our automated systems will be stepping in to keep YouTube safe. All right? So I think with San Francisco basically on lockdown, you know, there's just, the people aren't there at their normal desks in their normal however they work together there, I don't know, their programs or their teams to review the content. Remember, YouTube has at least 10,000 people, if not more than that, to manually go through content. And with this coronavirus nonsense going on, they're not able to do that. Sure, they might be able to log in remotely and moderate a little bit of stuff, but again, they're not together in their teams and at their usual desks, and it's just more difficult for them to do. So I wonder, it could be white hats, but it also just could be, I don't know, disgruntled employees, or the fact that nobody's at work with these self-isolations going on, and the fact that everybody is at home as well. I mean, so many people are off work and off school that they're at home just Googling stuff and watching it. So it's really easy to make stuff trend right now. Use that to your advantage. Right now, a lot of people are bored. They're really, really bored, and they want to watch videos and they want to read stuff, okay? So fire up them memes, folks. Fire up those memes, make those videos. It's time to get to work right now. Perfect time, all right? So that's a little bit on just the weird stuff going on with those algorithms. You know, I'm still not completely sold on them being 100% changed and the Patriots having control of these search engines, but I'm getting there, and I really hope so, because that would change, it would just change the paradigm like that. If we had an honest search engine where we could tell people, yeah, just Google it or something like that, and we didn't have to worry about all the shitty brainwashing results being on the first 5 to 10 pages, all the what the establishment wants you to think right there given to you. If we had an honest search engine, that would just be incredible. So let's move on now to talking about the tide turning in the mainstream media. I've seen multiple examples on different networks with different hosts, different journalists, different talking heads, multiple examples of praise given to President Trump, where before it would be a network or an anchor that was just so fervently anti-Trump that you thought this person had rabies or something like that. I saw a tweet from Lisa Mae Crowley yesterday that I'll feature here, and she makes a good post showing screenshots of these multiple outlets here and what they were saying. So the Daily Caller here was reporting on MSNBC, Joe Scarborough, and Brzezinski there, Mika Brzezinski. Joe Scarborough tells viewers to do everything to ensure Trump's success. It's like Twilight Zone here. What the heck? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. What's going on? How about this one? Newsweek, California's Democrat governor praises Trump's response. Not only was it Gavin Newsom, California's Democrat governor, but that article is on Newsweek. That's like a double whammy. Let's check out the next one. Oh, CNN. Hell absolutely has to be frozen over right now for them to print this. CNN's Dana Bash praises Trump's message to Americans. Weird. Last one here, National Review. Andrew Cuomo. Whoa, New York governor. Watch California and watch New York. California and New York both completely going pro-Trump with their governor. Whoa, yeah, I'm watching California and New York for this. This is weird. Some serious glitches going on in the Matrix, folks. Serious glitches. Again, this isn't just a storm. This is a perfect storm because people aren't distracted with sports or media right now. They've been canceled. People are off school and off work. They're at home. They're bored. They're going to talk to each other. They're just waiting for stuff to watch. Man, the view count on all this stuff is just spiking. It's incredible, the engagement we're all getting. Again, time to use this all to our advantage. This is an incredible time we're in. The amount of people that are waking up right now just in the last friggin' 5 to 10 days compared to months and years past. It's beautiful to see. So that is that. Moving on, speaking of the calm before the storm. How about yesterday, the Irish Prime Minister, Leo Varadkar, if I'm getting that right. Leo.
This is the calm before the storm, before the surge. And when it comes, and it will come, never will so many ask so much of so few.
On St. Patrick's Day of all days, on the 17th of all days, this is the calm before the storm. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not too familiar with this particular prime minister. I was excited when he said that. I got all giddy. Some people then commented at me and replied to me saying that this guy's sort of like a deep state globalist stooge over there in Ireland. So I'll be honest, I don't know the guy's backstory, but it's always possible if he was playing the part of a deep state stooge beforehand, maybe his strings got cut or something like that. You know, funny thing that somebody noted to me, this guy literally met with President Trump in the White House like 5 days ago. So what a coincidence that he's now saying that. And, you know, I haven't been one that's really in the realm of thinking all these mass arrests are going on right now, right? You got a lot of people out there thinking that this whole coronavirus situation is a huge cover for thousands and thousands of mass arrests. You know, I think no doubt that this coronavirus situation is offering cover for a variety of reasons. I mean, there's a lot of things that people could do right now using the plausible deniability of that, you know, self-quarantine excuse or whatever the case. But hearing this and just seeing all these different dots connect and line up, it could be, you know, maybe we are seeing some serious stuff go down right now, because this whole coronavirus situation is just, it's weird. It's really weird. And again, you know, in my video yesterday, I pointed out an article showing how a bunch of rich people are trying to fly to New Zealand and escape. Saw this in Fox News yesterday. Coronavirus travel ban prevents ultra-wealthy from leaving on private jets. Some are offering upward of 150 grand just to leave on a private jet. So just a lot of dots, a lot of different dots to connect with the big picture. You know, you need like one of those giant poster boards with the yarn where you're connecting all the dots. Oh my God, look. It's interesting. But look at that. The elite want to escape. They want to dip. So we have different stories going on right now. We got a lot of people who are, quote, self-quarantining and self-isolating because they're coming down with the coronavirus. And a lot of celebrities, a lot of, quote, prominent people, which is interesting. A lot of elites want to dip, get out to New Zealand, spend 150 grand just for a private jet to get out of here with. Yeah, sounds like they're bugging out. And then last thing is this story right here about the, quote, cure for the coronavirus that's really getting some attention in recent days, and I have some thoughts on it. So there was this new study that was apparently done by an individual associated with Stanford, this particular doctor here, and I'll just say, when I hear Stanford in regards to anything, especially in regards to like big pharma or like Black Project, CIA type stuff, I get weary. But anyway, it says here, a new study reveals taking chloroquine, it's called chloroquine, fights off COVID-19 in 6 days and works as a preventative. So here's a few things. First, a lot of people are sending me this article and freaking out, thinking that that's chlorine dioxide. Chlorine dioxide, that particular gas that I often talk about and I am just raked over the coals with in the mainstream media. You know, all the shills and dipshits out there try to smear me for it. Not this stuff. So two completely different compounds. This is not chlorine dioxide. Be exciting, but it's not. Chloroquine is basically an over-the-counter antiviral medication. And it's a generic drug. So that brings in my second point. It's a freaking pharmaceutical, okay? I mean, of course, you're going to get Stanford to do a study that's saying a pharmaceutical is the best cure we have. I mean, that's just total special interest. That's totally what the medical mafia and big pharma have been doing for decades. They load themselves up with a study just to sell one of their own products, right? It's like perfect PR for the whole, that's like medical PR. All right, that's another thought. Here's a third thought. There are, in my opinion, you know, and I've done plenty of research on this, don't think I haven't. When it comes to the idea of a cure and a treatment, oftentimes, well, you got to understand that the FDA only allows certain things to be called treatments when it's a pharmaceutical that's going to make money or they're paid to accept it as a treatment or whatever the case. You know, there's a huge, just corrupt revolving door when it comes to the FDA with all these pharmaceutical companies. So what I'm saying here is there's many ways to treat many diseases, okay? And when I see this article, I'm like, oh, cool. You know, at least it's a generic drug. People aren't going to be paying out the ass for this to a big pharma company, but it's still a pharma drug. You still don't need it. There's plenty of natural ways out there, very strong herbs and mushroom extracts and things like that that are potent antivirals. I just mentioned chlorine dioxide. I've gotten censored countless times for talking about that because big pharma and their corrupt cronies in the mainstream media and social media, they're just desperate not to get that information out there. So there's a lot to be said about this, all right? There's a few thoughts of mine about it, but I mean, I guess at least it's going to give people some hope, maybe, and at least it's a cheap generic drug. So those are a few at least positive things on that. But anyway, that's all, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And speaking of compounds to help fight off all these bugs out there and, you know, keep yourself safe during these particular current events going on, this puppy just came in today. It is my Conscious Strength Colloidal Silver plus Organic CBD. There'll be a link below, or you can go to consciousstrength.net. It's up there on the website. I'll be back soon. Take care, everybody. Done.